So I have been talking to a friend that I've made over the wire, and he recently took a class by Judy Gale Roberts, and he was telling me that he absolutely loves his flex drum sander. And so I wrote him back and said, tell me about this flex drum sander and all that stuff. And so he told me that he loved it, and I looked it up, and what it is it's sandpaper over a piece of like styrofoam. And so this whole piece here, you use this, and then when this is done, you toss the whole thing away and get another piece. So you can't just take the sandpaper off and then put it back on. But it seems like you might be able to do that. But anyway, this is how it's made, so you do that. And this is what it looks like. So, and the thing is it has to run on a motor that runs at 1720 RPMs or less. And I read how some people put it on their grinder motor, and we have a grinder, but it runs at like 3200. I just checked, it's 3500. So, husband got to looking at my Woodtech, and that's my beloved pneumatic drum sander that I absolutely love. And I just thought it'd be really cool if we could put it on this side where I have this thing. So we took this off and got to looking at it. And the size of this side is 3/4 of an inch, and this side is an inch. But this side is perfect because it's my drum, and I love it. This side would be great to have the flex drum on it. So what I did was I asked Judy Gale Roberts' studio, I called up and talked to Stacy about this, and said that this is a 3/4 inch. And she said, well, this won't fit a 3/4 inch. Everything that they have adapts lower or smaller. So they had no adapter that would work for me. So I wrote Treeline, who makes these things, and said, hey, I've got this. Do you have an attachment for it that will fit a 3/4 inch? And he wrote me back and he said, no, we don't have anything like that. And he said it would be very expensive to have something made. Then he wrote, unless you know somebody that has a metal lathe. So I was like, So I talked to Hub about it, and he looked at it, and he said, he used to be a machinist. Way years back, he got a degree in machine tool technology, and he's a machinist, but we don't have a metal lathe. But our neighbor down the road has a metal lathe. Ah! So he looked at this, and he's like, well, we could get a stainless steel screw, and we could blah, 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 blah. And he explained all this stuff, and I was like, I didn't comprehend it. So he bought the screw. He got together with the neighbor, Tom, and they looked and they said, yeah, I think this can be done. And so husband bought a bolt and a nut, stainless steel, and the neighbor cut the head off the bolt, and then he welded on this nut that fits this. And then he used his metal lathe to take all of the teeth off of it, or whatever they're called, and then he flattened that out too, so that these have somewhere to hang on to. So just today, we got it all put together. So it fits on like that, and this fits on like this. And we're gonna use that to tighten it. I'm just gonna wrench it on there, wrench it on. Ah! I guess that's how that got that name, wrenching it, because you're wrenching it. Ha! Never thought about it before. I'm wrenching it. It's so funny. It's just so funny. Wrenching it. There. Nice and snug. And then this is gonna slide on right over that part. And it's a 1/8 of an inch Allen. Snug that down like that. And voila! Cool! And the thing with it is it's not spinning totally round, because this and the part that comes out isn't totally round. But the nice thing about this stuff is it rounds as you work on it, work with it. And my friend Jim told me to make sure to put some soap or something on this when you put the styrofoam sandpaper over the top of it first, just so it doesn't ruin the styrofoam part. Do it like this. There. There. So, with this, I've read that you can really wrench on it to get that shape that you want to contour your intarsia pieces. And so the difference with the pneumatic drum is this has air, and this will wrench too, but it can pop. And I have popped them before. Well, just one. Yeah. And this is harder to change. Where this one, you just slide this off, and your next grit, you just slide it on. Slide off, slide on. That's easy. Where this, you have to let the air out, then you have to pull that off, put it back on, and then you have to pump it up again. And for some reason, it's really hard for me to get the thing on there. I tried to move that out further, and it's just the way it is, and it's difficult. So I use a little adapter thing. This adapter, which is plastic, and I just can screw that on like that and then use it, and it doesn't work real well, but it does get air in there eventually. But it can be maddening sometimes. Anywho, but I still love it. So now I have the drum, the pneumatic drum, and the flex drum. So excited. And thanks to husband and my neighbor, I have it attached to my WoodTech. Woo! So let's check it out. Alrighty, here we go. Woo! I already tried it. It works great. Yeah, watch I can wrench on it and just woo! Oh, I love it. Woo! It's so long, so it gets a little wobbly. We talked about how it would be nice if we could have this further in this way to take more advantage of the shaft, but that flex drum piece, it isn't, this is too big for that. So we could do something here, but anyway, this works and I love it. So the flex drum sander, it came in a kit. It came with 2 drums, this, which is like the flex shaft, and then a little adapter for if you're putting it on something else. So I didn't use that, but yeah, So I got this from Judy Gale Roberts' website, which is intarsia.com. Yeah! I also ordered some other stuff too. Anywho, I've been looking for a different sander, and I was expecting to buy a whole unit and everything, but this, I just bought this and was able to adapt it to my existing sander, which is perfect. I just wanted to let everybody know about this because it's really cool and I'm loving it so far. So I'm looking forward to a lot of Intarsia projects this year. All right, everybody, have a good week and I'll see you next time. Bye.